Please don't, down in the comments section, go off like an asshole talking about how Steve said you needed to have a, you know, $14,000 camera. I did not. You don't need this. Don't buy this. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is all dedicated to motovlogging gear. What am I gonna use in 2025 for all my motorcycle vlogging content, motorcycle content, all of that good stuff? There's a lot of options out on the market. There's a lot of videos out there of people telling you what you should use. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm just gonna simply tell you what I choose to use. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm not saying it's what you should use, but it's what I'm going to be using, and I'm gonna tell you why. As you can probably tell by looking here at the gear that I have in front of me, I have pretty much gone to an all DJI setup. Whether that's what I'm using on my helmet as my helmet cam, which I choose to use the DJI Osmo Action 5. Absolutely love this camera. I do have the ND filter set for it. If you're outside and the sun's out, you're definitely gonna want to pick up an ND filter. You can pick up a set for ranging anywhere from 20 bucks up to $200. In all honesty, I've had all of them and they all kind of do the same thing. You just basically, if you want that cinematic look, you basically want to be able to keep the exposure down, right? You want to be able to shoot at 24 frames a second, but then also keep your shutter speed, double your frame rate, which 48, 50, right in that neighborhood. And you can do that with using an ND filter, because it'll knock down your exposure. I've used GoPros in the past. This is, in my opinion, you can probably disagree with me down in the comments, there will be some, but I prefer the DJI Osmo Action 5 over any single GoPro that I've ever had. The color science in this camera, I much prefer. 10-bit color, I find the colors better out of the DJI cameras than the GoPros. Again, that is my opinion. One thing that is not debatable, however, is the battery life. This battery on one single charge, I swear to God, lasts 3 to 4 times longer than a GoPro battery. So if you're going out and you're gonna be filming yourself riding around and doing your moto vlog, and let's say you have a couple extra batteries, but you forget them, chances are one battery is going to last you all day with this camera. I know I've shot 2.5 hours, 4K, 24 frames a second, and the battery has not died. So when it comes to my on-helmet cam, this is the camera I'm going to be using until DJI comes out with the Osmo Action 6, which probably won't be very long from now. But I don't know what kind of leaps and bounds they'll make with the next iteration of this camera, but this is perfect. And you honestly would, unless you're just a gearhead like me and you want to keep upgrading, this camera is all you need. I've also got the DJI Osmo Action 4 that I use generally on the bike facing back towards me, facing back. It's kind of the rider facing cam, if you will. I don't do it that often, but I'm set up to be able to do it. And I don't do it enough where I thought, well, I need to go ahead and buy another Action 5. I've used them together before. They color sync well. You can't really tell the difference that much when you're using this as a rider face cam. But probably what I should do is go ahead and just get another Action 5 just for consistency's sake. But that's what I use the Osmo Action 4 for. Now let's talk about, you're getting off of the motorcycle and you're kind of vlogging, you're at a destination, you want to kind of show what's going on, what's going around. Listen, there is nothing wrong. A lot of people just clip this off of their helmet and they use their action cam. I don't like to do that for no other reason than I like, as easy as things can possibly be for me to make content. That's the way I've got to do it. If I have to get involved in taking this off, then remembering to put it back on and set, it takes all the fun out of it. Because when I'm out on my motorcycle, I'm out there to have fun. Yes, I'm out there to film content, and I want to do that because I do enjoy it. But I also don't want to lose that passion aspect of why I ride motorcycles to begin with. So what I use is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. This camera was such a revolution. If you don't have one of these, You could, I mean, I've even seen guys mount these to their helmets. I don't know that I'm going to try that. I don't really want to do that. It's just awkward. It's there or it's there. I don't know. I don't like the way that it looks. But when I get off my motorcycle, I grab my Osmo Pocket 3. And I love that it's already on the axis gimbal. Everything is steady. Of course, everything's steady with the Action 4 and the Action 5 as well. But this gives me a little bit more latitude. I can get a little bit more creative shots with the Pocket 3 than I can get with like a stationary action cam, if you will. This thing, I mean, I can shoot, 4K, 60 frames a second. I can even drop down a little bit lower resolution, shoot 120 frames a second. With the gimbal, it just makes the footage so buttery smooth, and that's why I like it. So if I hop off the motorcycle, you're going to see me reach and use for the Osmo Pocket 3, just because for me it's easier. It's easier just to leave my helmet cam on the helmet, take the helmet off, set the helmet down, pick this up, and continue to go on about my business. Continuing in the camera world, this is extreme overkill, but I just picked up the DJI Ronin 4D 8K. Now, this is not going to go out with me on like an average, ordinary, everyday moto vlog. It's big, it's heavy, and it's extremely expensive. But why I did pick this up is because we're going to be doing a television show this year. We're going to be filming it all with the DJI Ronin 4D 8K cameras, 4-axis stabilization. You've got 8K resolution. You can bump down to 6K, 4K. This camera just does it all. And it is probably, even though I'm shooting right now on the Sony FX6, I've got the FX3 over there. I got to say, this is quickly becoming my favorite camera. Now, am I suggesting you go out and buy one of these? I'm absolutely not. But this video is about what I'm using to make content in 2025. So when you start watching the videos from here on out, you can know, oh, Steve's using his Osmo Action 5 or his Osmo Action 3. And then you will be able to tell when I'm using and using this camera right here, the Ronin 4D 8K. This camera is nothing short of amazing, okay? But do you need it to motovlog? No, I would doubt, unless you're in the business like me of doing TV series and films and things like that, or high dollar corporate content, you do not need this camera. So please don't, down in the comments section, go off like an asshole talking about how Steve said you needed to have a, $14,000 camera. I did not. You don't need this. Don't buy this. Unless you're a professional cinematographer and it's what you do for a living, and then you can incorporate it into your moto vlogs, by God, go right ahead and do so. But I'm really excited about what we're looking at, some systems right now that we're going to mount on the Pan America and the Desert X that will allow us to be able to take this camera and mount this camera on the back of the motorcycle, and it's just completely stabilized. I mean, it's you know what? I'm actually going to turn it on because, I mean, you got to see this. This thing is absolutely amazing. It also comes with an external monitor that I can mount that mirrors what's seeing the camera, and I can control the camera from that monitor, which makes it super cool and easy to be able to get really high quality roller shots and things like that you will be seeing in some of my vlogs. But again, I'm not telling you need to have one of these, but the purpose for this is, like right now, it does not look stabilized, but the one thing I gotta do is make sure that I've got all the stabilization on, which now I do. Look at that. Now watch this. So let's say it's on the back of the motorcycle, right? And you're like, well, Steve, that's kind of the same stabilization that's offered with the Action 3, except now, watch this. Now it's fully stabilized. No matter what I do, I can run with this thing, and it's going to do that right there. It is not going to let any motion in whatsoever. And so that's the main reason that I picked up this camera. You don't need this camera. Again, please, down in the comment section, don't murder me down that. You don't need it, but I bought it for my business, and I thought, well, I'm also going to incorporate it into my moto vlogs because we can just get some really kick-ass footage and do some things with this camera that you can't do with any of these other cameras. All right, now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk audio. Because when it comes to moto vlogs, audio is extremely important. There's a lot of things out there that say, and I believe them to be true, that a lot of people, if you're trying to grow your channel and you really want to make great quality video, that's awesome, and do that. But studies show that people will turn off of a great video because of poor audio before they will poor video. So if you've got great audio and your video's not that great, people might still watch. But if you've got a great looking video, but it sounds like shit, people most likely will turn off of the video and go somewhere else. So I've used and tried many different things, from very high dollar lav mics to wired systems with having the lav mic installed inside the helmet. And then I just made things very simple. And I've used this setup for the last few years, but I'm going to kind of expand on it. I use the DJI Mic 2. Okay, right now I'm using it on the FX3, and you can see what that sounds like. So we're using the DJI Mic 2. With the transmitter, it automatically connects wirelessly. Now, what do I do from a motovlogging standpoint? I take one of the transceivers and I just simply put 3M tape on a magnet inside my helmet, and this clips right to the inside of my helmet. Okay. I also have another one of these set up to where one of my helmets, I could not get the 3M tape to stick to the inside of the chin piece, just whatever. And I think that was my Climb Cryos helmet. The 3M tape wouldn't stick. So I put Velcro, industrial Velcro, on the back of the clip here, and it sticks perfectly to the inside of that cotton or whatever padding that's on the inside of that cheek pad, and it sticks there perfectly. And there's no need for wires, and it automatically connects. I also have I guess technically a third one of these that pairs automatically to the Pocket 3. So kind of my setup when I'm going is that I've got a DJI Mic 2 transmitter already inside my helmet that is wirelessly connected to my DJI Osmo Action 5, right? So that's my helmet rig. That's my on the motorcycle rig. That never changes. When I get off of the motorcycle, I don't have to take my transmitter out of my helmet and clip it onto me or whatever. Everything just stays right where it's at. The transmitter stays in the helmet. The camera stays on the helmet. But I've got another one of these that came with the Pocket 3 with the Creator Combo. All I do is take that transmitter out of my pocket, turn it on, put it on, and it automatically connects to the Osmo Pocket 3. That makes it very, very simple. And then I picked up the DJI Mic, the Mini, because we're going to even explore and do some other things with the Mini and microphones, with miking the motorcycle and doing some other things like that will also wirelessly sync with all of these different cameras. Even with this camera right here, this big, expensive behemoth of a camera, let me turn it off, I can use any of the DJI Mic systems with this camera right here. So as you can see, I've also got myself set up that no matter what I'm going to be using, whether it's my Sony cameras, my DJI cameras, any of the DJI cameras, the DJI mics will sync seamlessly with any of those cameras to allow me to truly have a wireless setup no matter where I'm going, what I'm doing. But again, just to kind of wrap it up, for me, it's easy. I'm sure you can all come up with your own systems. But for me, I've got my, that's the DJI Osmo Action 5 that is wirelessly synced to one of the transmitters on the DJI Mic 2, okay? Then when I get off the motorcycle, I've got a second transmitter that is already automatically connected to the Osmo Pocket 3, and it's just seamless. Because one of the things that I do want to go back to is one of the reasons that I kind of quit making content for a while was because it started feeling more like work. I mean, I do this for a living. I film for a living. And so like on the weekends or whenever I had time to do something on my motorcycles, it's like, man, I'm kind of losing the passion for riding because now it's become a job to create content. And that was true until I really sat down and mapped out this system that is best for me to make it easy. So when I go hop on the bike, I'm still getting that release that I need, that riding a motorcycle gives me from my everyday life. But it's also simple. It's not stuff I'm having to constantly think about and take on, take off, put back on, connect this wire, connect that. It's just easy, which makes me want to make a lot more content. Look, the goal is to get out and ride more in 2025 for me. Yes, we're filming the show Expedition Moto. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's a whole beast in and of itself. But I also have a lot planned for 2025 with not only the street glide and doing some awesome road trips, but also some pretty amazing adventure bike stuff with the Pan America and the Ducati Desert X. So I'm happy to finally get my motovlog set up to where it's just seamless and it's easy, and I don't mind getting on the bikes and working a little, but working for a different reason and for a different passion to be able to make content for this channel because it's something that I really enjoy to do. So if you're out there and you're thinking, oh, I want to upgrade my motovlog kit, I want to get into motovlogging, I want to start sharing my amazing motorcycle experiences with people around the world, I'm not saying this is what you have to have. Certainly not this. Matter of fact, we're just going to take this, we're going to take it out of the frame so that's not even tempted to be there. This right here is everything that I use, and I tell you, you can't beat it. None of it's cheap, but I'll tell you, for what you can do with any of these, it's absolutely amazing. In my opinion, DJI is changing the game. The one thing that I don't have out here is our Mavic 3 Pro Cine drones that we'll be using, that I have not incorporated a whole lot into my motovlogs, but in 2025, I'll be putting a lot more of that footage in there as well. So for me, it looks like it's pretty much an all DJI motovlog rig. Again, not saying this is what you have to have. The important thing is get out there, have experiences for yourself, have fun on your bike, be a part of the community. And if you want to get some stuff that helps you share that journey and share those experiences, I think this is a great way to do it. And this is some of my favorite gear. I'll be real honest with you. I'm hesitant to say this is the best, but for people that know me well, know that I typically only use the best. So you can take that with a grain of salt. Again, the important thing, get out there on the bike, get out on two wheels, have some amazing experiences. And if you want to share those with other people, get some good gear that allows you to take people on those journeys with you and really enjoy those experiences. All right, guys, that is my 2025 motovlog rig, motovlog setup. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at anything. If you have any questions about any of the gear, how it works, how it syncs, how it looks, how it colors, any of that kind of stuff, feel free, drop those down in the comment section below. I am happy to answer any and all of your questions about any of that kind of stuff. So make sure you're also subscribed to the channel. A lot more content coming. Like I said, now that I've got this down to a science and it's going to be simple, I actually want to do it more often and share a lot more with you guys about what's going on, especially out on the motorcycles. A lot of exciting stuff is happening this year. So I hope you like this video. Hope you subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed already, again, drop any questions you got down in the comment section below. Until the next video, guys, be safe.